bone, but very much important for our day-to-day working activities. This patella bone is that much important. It's like something that is not that much significantly given importance, but what to say, it is very much important. Okay, like femur, tibia, these things are important and given like the respect that it deserves, but this patella is usually ignored. But whenever any problem occurs, this patella is the first thing that causes the issue. Okay, so this is also known as knee bone. Patella is also known as knee bone. Now coming to the various surfaces and borders. Okay, this patella has an apex. Apex is something that we usually call to the superior part, but here the apex is below. Okay, so this is the apex, and the base is the superior part. Okay, the base is the superior part. So this is the apex, this is the base, this is the base. Then we have anterior surface, posterior surface. Okay, now the anterior surface is rough. Okay, anterior surface is rough. Posterior surface at the upper part is smooth, but at the lower end it is again rough. Now the smooth upper part is again divided by one vertical ridge or vertical elevation, dividing it into your two halves. One is your lateral half, another one is your medial half. Okay. Now this lateral half is the larger one, medial half is the smaller one. I will show you pictures, it will be more easy. See, this is the anterior surface, this is the apex. The apex is the inferior one. This is the anterior surface, this is the base area. Here comes the posterior surface of the patella. Okay, in the posterior surface of the patella, the upper part is smooth, the lower part is your rough. Okay, now in the upper smooth part there is a vertical ridge. This is a ridge, okay, which is dividing the posterior surface into a larger lateral surface and a smaller medial surface. Here in this picture, it may appear to you that the medial surface is larger than the lateral surface, but it is not the case. It is just the orientation of the picture is such that the medial surface is appearing larger, but the lateral surface is usually the larger one. Why we should know which one is the lateral and which one is the medial? So the lateral surface or the lateral surface of the posterior part usually articulates with the lateral condyle of the femur, and the medial part articulates with the medial condyle of the femur. Condyles of femur, you all know. Okay. Now, this helps in the side determination of the bone. The larger lateral surface will be present laterally. The smaller medial surface will be present medially. Anterior surface we can easily differentiate as it is a rough one. So this is the anterior part. Apex will be pointing downwards. Now we need to just see the lateral surface. So this is the bigger area. This lateral surface is the bigger area. So this lateral surface will be present laterally. So this is a right-sided patella. Okay. From your side, it is a right-sided patella. So in this way, we can determine whether it is a right-sided patella or a left-sided patella. Okay. Now, this two depressed area or concave area is important because this lateral surface articulates with the lateral condyle of the femur, and this medial surface articulates with the medial condyle of the femur. Both of them together helps in flexion of the knee. Flexion of the knee. Now in extreme flexion, suppose we flex our leg like this, in extreme flexion, the medial condyle of the femur gets covered up to the most medial part. So this most medial part is usually occupied by the medial condyle of the femur in extreme flexion. Okay. See, here it is written also. This area for medial condyle of femur, this area comes in contact with femur in extreme flexion. Okay, when we excessively flex our knee, then this area comes in, gets covered. Now, as you all know that patella is a sesamoid bone. What is a sesamoid bone? What is a sesamoid bone? Can you give me example of any sesamoid bone from our upper limb? Which one? Carpal bone. Anyone? PC4. So pisiform is the one sesamoid bone, and the second sesamoid bone is your patella. Okay. Now patella, what is a sesamoid bone? So sesamoid bone is a bone that develops in the tendon of a muscle. Okay. So usually bone doesn't develop from the tendon of a muscle unless it is your any clinical condition such as myositis ossificans. Bone never develops in a muscle, but patella and your pisiform, these are two bones that develops in the tendon of a muscle. Pisiform bone develops in the tendon of which muscle? Flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. And patella? Quadriceps femoris. Patella develops from the tendon of quadriceps femoris. Quadriceps femoris comprises how many muscles? What are they? Biceps femoris, rectus femoris, then lateralis. Okay. Rectus femoris, vastus medialis, intermedius, and lateralis. Now side determination covered. This has been covered. Now coming to the attachments. See, on the superior border, you will see attachment for your quadriceps femoris muscle. So one of them is your rectus femoris, another one is your vastus intermedius. It is very much relatable, na? Because this bone is forming at the tendon of these four muscles together. So some of this muscle fiber will obviously be attached to this bone. Since this superior part is directly in contact with the middle area of the muscle, so rectus femoris and vastus intermedius attaches to the superior border of the muscle. One thing I forgot to mention, that is the borders. This is the anterior surface, this is your posterior surface. There are three borders. One is your superior border, another one is your lateral border, another one is your medial border. Okay, these three borders. Superior border, lateral border, medial border. Now the area between the in front is your anterior surface, behind is your posterior surface. Now this superior border, rectus femoris and vastus intermedius muscle gets attached. On the medial margin, you have one retinaculum, that is your medial patellar retinaculum, that is nothing but an extension from your vastus medialis muscle. Okay, so vastus medialis muscle, the tendon of it will be extended up to the medial border. So from here, one retinaculum appears, that is your medial patellar retinaculum. Similarly, on the lateral margin, you have the retinaculum, that is an extension of your from the tendon of vastus lateralis. Okay, and apex, you have the ligamentum patella. So in the apex, you have the ligamentum patella. That's it. Now ossification, so patella between the age gap of 3rd to 6th years of life, it gets ossified from multiple centers. Okay, it gets ossified from multiple centers. So these are present in pieces. There is no primary center. All of them are secondary centers, and all of them gets ossified by 3rd to 6th year of life. Now, in some individual, you will see that there is one clinical condition known as bipartite patella. So suppose a person went for knee pain to the doctor, and after the doctor has taken out an X-ray, he pointed out that there is a thin line in the patella, that is your bipartite patella. Now this is not a fracture. Let me show you one picture from Google. See, this is the bipartite patella. These are bipartite patellas. See, this is patella and there is a separate patella. Okay, separate bone. Similarly, here also you can see this is the whole patella bone, but this bone appears as like a fractured bone. But this is not fractured. This is from birth, that this portion has not got ossified. Okay. Now, what happens in case of fracture? In case of fracture, the patellar bones get pulled away. Okay, similar to our clavicle, these bones, since the tendons of the muscle that is holding the bone in its place, that is a very heavy muscle. Okay, So when any fracture, this bone gets pulled out. So that is very much different from what we can see in a bipartite patella. In bipartite patella, the patella will be in the place only. Now there is fracture, that is a transverse patellar fracture. Nothing, as the name suggests, it is a transverse fracture that passes through the patella. Housemaid's knee, as Sir was talking about in the class, and some of your friends were also talking, that is your bursitis. So bursa is a fluid-filled space that is located surrounding the knee joint. So whenever you will be having the knee joint class in the upcoming days, in that class you will see that our knee gets completely covered by various bursa. These are fluid-filled spaces, okay, that helps to reduce the friction of the knee joint. The knee joint undergoes multiple friction, so that helps to reduce the friction, okay. Now in case of housemaids, what they do, they kneel down on the floor and sweeps the floor, cleans the floor, right? So due to that reason, there is a bursa known as a prepatellar bursa that is present just anterior to the patella. That prepatellar bursa gets inflamed, resulting in prepatellar bursitis, okay. This can happen to anyone if you keep on cleaning the floors daily or keep on kneeling down every day. So you will see that after repeated years, you will see that the knee gets swollen and it is very much painful. Now there is another term, that is a clergyman's knee. It's a bit different from your prepatellar bursitis. So in certain individuals, you will see that those individuals does their prayers. Especially this name has come from Christian, so clergymen's. So they kneel down and keeps on praying now. So due to this, there is a bursa on the inferior region. So just below the patella, there is one bursa, that is an infrapatellar bursa. Okay, that bursa gets inflamed. So resulting in your clergyman's knee. Now this was the last slide. Let me show you these two pictures, then it will be easy to understand. Housemaid's knee and so this is your housemaid's knee. This swollen knee. There is a better picture. See, these swollen areas. These are your result of housemaid's knee. See, the knee is swollen. So the fluid-filled space got inflamed. Okay. This is housemaid's knee. See this picture. This is your housemaid's knee. Now clergyman's knee, there is no different picture. See, something like this. This is the clergyman's knee. It's a bit different. So the presentation may be same, the appearance may be same, but the inflammation will be a bit lower than the knee joint. So that is your clergyman's knee. So that's all from your patella and fibula. Okay, thank you.